Hey guys, it's Marcus Maloney, the Equity King here, coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. Once again, just want to say what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up. Let's start on this next video for all you newbie wholesalers that want to get started. Just kind of wanted to turn back the clock and kind of tell you what I did in order to get started. So, did my first deal a few years ago, made 2,200 on that first deal. Started out kind of as a bird dog, but this is what I did in order to actually get started. It wasn't the very first thing that I did, but it was one of the things in a long step and progression to get to where I am now. So let's kind of get started and go over everything. If you got any questions, again, you can just ask them below. We kind of respond quickly to the questions. So let's go ahead and get started. So, getting started with MLS offers. So, a lot of gurus and everything like that, they tell you, hey, you want to get started, get out there and drive for dollars and, put out postcards and do direct mail and everything like that. But if you're working a full-time job, it's hard to get out there and drive for dollars. If you don't have any money, it's hard to buy direct mail and send postcards and everything like that. Yes, I understand you can start out small. You can start out sending 100 letters a month or 100 letters a week. But realistically, when you are up against it and you have other people that's been doing it for years and they're sending out, 50,000 pieces a month, 30,000 pieces a month, the likelihood of you getting that first deal within the first, 3 or 4 months are highly unlikely. However, it is a possibility, but let's be realistic. I don't want anyone to jump out there and try and do everything they can and start a huge direct mail campaign and take food off the table that's for the kids. So let's start out realistically. So getting started with MLS offers, the first thing you need to do, like I always tell people, real estate is a relationship game. So you have to have those relationships in order to get started. It is very, very difficult to get started wholesaling or real estate investing if you do not have a network. So the first thing you want to do is you want to build a relationship with some of the local wholesalers. I always tell people, if you can't find a mentor, you can't find someone that can help you out, just go to Google and say, sell my house fast San Antonio, or sell my house fast Miami, or sell my house fast LA. All of the websites that come up, those are all wholesalers. Pick up the phone, call them. Again, it's a relationship game. You pick up that phone and you call them and say, hey, you know what? I'm looking to get started. I'm eager. I don't have a deal, but you know what I am willing to do? I'm willing to put in tons of MLS offers on properties that's listed, and they will be happy and ecstatic to help you, especially if they don't have someone that's already doing that for them. So, what would you need in order to do that? Because you can't just pick up the phone and say, hey, I want to put in an offer on 123 Main Street. You have to have a process. You have to have a system in place in order to do that. So after you build that relationship, with the wholesaler, after you talk to them and find out what they need, you need to say, again, I'm looking to get started. I'll put in these MLS offers for you. One thing you'll need a proof of funds letter. So once you talk to that wholesaler and you find out and they say, yes, I'll be willing to allow you to put in offers for us, you need to get and secure a proof of funds letter from them, because this proof of funds letter is stating to the agent, once they receive your offer, that you are liquid enough to close on this transaction. So if the property is $150,000, your proof of funds letter need to be at that number or greater. You can definitely get a proof of funds letter. It's not difficult. And please, I advise you, do not create a fake or bogus proof of funds letter. I've definitely heard of this in the marketplace where people were putting offers in on MLS listed properties with the bogus proof of funds letter and they got caught. So do everything with integrity. You know, the way you start is the way you're going to continue down this road. So get a valid proof of funds letter. You also need to make sure that this wholesaler is responsive. You know, you definitely don't want to put offers out there and people counter or people accept your offer and then your wholesaler is not responsive. You can't get in touch with them. You know, what you want to be able to do, you want to be able to say, okay, I put in this offer, you know, and you need to make sure you know the system as far as calculating the ARV minus repairs, you know, at, you know, 70% of value if that's what's working in your area. The way the market is now, you can go 80% of ARV minus repairs and wholesale fee. So make sure you have those numbers down. And then once you have that down and in place, then you can put those offers in. You know, when I got started, I was putting in 30 offers a day. You know, and I would just sit, you know, in my office, which was my kids' playroom, sit in my office, and I would have an agent that was just sending me listings, and I'll evaluate them, you know, run my numbers, and tell them to put those offers in. You know, so that's the next step, and then you need to know again what that wholesaler's buying terms are. You know, are they willing to put down, you know, non-refundable earnest money deposit of $5,000, $10,000, $20,000? You know, are they willing? You know, how long is that inspection period need to be? You know, do that wholesaler need, you know, a 7-day inspection period, a 10-day inspection period, a 7 business day inspection period, a 10 business day inspection period? So you need to know what these buying terms are and the buying location. You know, you want to make sure if you're buying in Dallas, you want to make sure what areas of Dallas that they're buying in. Are they buying in East Dallas? You know, are they buying in Fort Worth? You know, will they buy out as far as Corpus Christi? You know, so you need to make sure you understand these buying terms. Okay, so you know where to find a wholesaler. You know, Google, yes, I buy houses, or I buy houses in my city, and start calling those people and just let them know you'll be willing to put in MLS listed offers. You know, let them know, you know, that you need a proof of funds letter. Make sure they are responsive. You know, so make sure you can set up a face-to-face with these people, you know, with the wholesalers. Even if you have to treat them to lunch, or even if you have to say, hey, you know what, let me go out on the next appointment with you, or, you know, what next meeting are you going to? That way you can build some kind of rapport. Just like you need to build rapport with sellers, you need to build rapport, you know, with those investors that's in your area. And then you need to, again, make sure they're responsive, and then find out what those buying terms are. You know, what are they buying? Where are they buying? You don't want to put offers in on multifamilies if their only focus is single families. So you need to make sure you understand that. Okay? Then next, you need to find this aggressive agent. The agent that's going to be sending you these listings. If you don't have a license, you will not have access, you know, to the MLS, which is multiple listing service. You know, normally every city or every area have a multiple listing service. This is where all the realtors go and put all of the properties that are for sale in one database. So you need to find an aggressive agent that have access to the MLS. And this agent, you can find this aggressive agent. They're normally new agents. So you need to find somebody young, gung-ho, just getting into the business, ready to get started, ready to push forward. So you find that new agent and you let them know, hey, I'm a cash buyer, I'm an investor, I'm looking to buy, you know, properties quick, as is, cash. I just need you to send me the listings. They'll be willing to work with you because they're looking to get their feet wet. You can find these new listing agents or these new agents, at your local real estate schools. So you can find out who recently completed their license, at the local real estate school. Next, you can just call the brokerage. Talk to the secretary and say, hey, you know what? I am a investor in the area. I'm looking for a very aggressive but young agent. And when I say young, I don't mean as in age, but as in experience. A young, virtually inexperienced agent that I can work with that can send me listings so I can put offers in on them. And normally, the whole thing about agents, and I'm a licensee, I'm a licensed realtor as well, but the whole thing about it is they need to drum up business. We need to drum up business in order to keep afloat. This is sales. So you need to remember that this is sales and you need to be aggressive in order to close deals. Okay, so that's where you find that aggressive agent. So once you have that aggressive agent sending you offers or sending you listings, then you follow this step. You put in the offer, send a proof of funds letter, and then they'll take it from there. They'll send that offer and a proof of funds letter to the listing agent, and the listing agent will either inform their seller and counter, or they'll accept your offer. So you either got one or three things that will happen. You will have an accepted offer, you will have a counter offer, or they'll tell you they're not interested. 1, 2, 3. So that's how simple it is. Okay, and then next, what you want to tell this agent to look for. You're looking for properties that have been on the market 90 days or plus, because these are stale listings now. All of the action for listings normally happen within the first 7 days. That's when the property first gets on the MLS. That's when all the interest and buzz is around that property. After 90 days, that property becomes stale. Nobody's really looking at it. The listing agent is not receiving many offers in on that property. So they'll be happy to hear what you have to say. And you never know. That seller may be in a position where they're like, okay, now it's time to sell. So you're looking for properties that have been on the market for 90 plus days or more. You're looking for things in the listing that say, hey, seller financing. The seller will be interested in seller financing terms. If someone is interested in seller financing terms, then usually they are pretty aggressive in wanting to sell that property. Then next, you want to have that agent to put the trigger in for fixers or sold as is, one of the two. So what an agent can do, they can put in the system, key terms to look for. Fixer, handyman special. They can put in, the number of bathrooms, number of bedrooms, lots of information. So you can have them to plug these things in: seller financer, fixer as is, handyman special, and any listing that fits these or have these terms in it, they'll pop up and he can or she can send you these listings. And then also, you want to find cancel listings. Have that seller, that agent to send you all the cancel listings, within a certain price point, within your buying terms. So if it's all the cancel listings, $300,000 and below, have them to send them those. And then you can pick up the phone and you can call those individuals. You can use a skip tracing service and you can call those individuals, or you can have your agent to contact the old listing agent and still put an offer in. So these are some of the quick ways, to get started with MLS listed properties. It's not rocket science, guys. It don't take a lot of work. It takes a lot of time patience, and perseverance. And once you get past that and you're willing to accept no, then you'll be able to close some deals. I closed my first 3 deals on MLS listed offer properties. And also, I just met with one of my main cash buyers. They told me just in the last 2 months they closed on 12 MLS listed properties. That normally don't happen, especially in a competitive market. You do not find properties on the MLS, but often there's times if you persevere and you're persistent, you can find those deals. So again, this is Marcus Maloney, the Equity King. I hope you found some valuable information in this. Just wanted to go through something really quick for you so you can get started putting in offers on properties. Remember, build a relationship with the wholesaler, build a relationship with an agent, know your buying terms, and then look for these properties that's on the MLS. So please subscribe below, leave any comments or questions that you have. Again, we're very responsive. Marcus Maloney, the Equity King. You can also find other content at equityrealestateblog.com.